Let's do this. Ooh, look at that steaming fresh brew. Today, we are going to clean up this mess in here. We just brought a whole bunch of gear into the studio from storage. We got two full stack orange amps here. We've got a Marshall Tube JVM, and we also have a dope angle amp in there that we're gonna pull out. It's one of the first custom shop hand-wired tube heads that they put out. We're gonna clean this place up and start tracking some guitars for the Atlis 8 record. We'll take a look at what this room looks like after. We're gonna build a little cab room out of this. We have our control booth over here. So we're gonna be putting something up in this little space right here to separate the two rooms. And get started on some guitar tracking. Stoked.
It's the wall of sound. And a few guitars with a few strings.
And here we are, all set up, looking great. The tubes are getting hot and warming up, and I'll be playing on the Fender Modern Player Telly today. Alright, so we mic'd up the cab. We just used, today I'm using a 47, I'm using a warm 47 tube mic, large diaphragm, which is kind of experimental. I love the way this mic sounds, so I'm of course using a 57 right on the cone. So we're just gonna put these guys together so they're close enough to where we have, you know, some nice in phase low end that we'll capture too. Ready to go. Okay, we're also running a direct. Okay, so that way I have a direct signal from my guitar. So we got two live mics and one direct. We're gonna have three channels, three track channels for this first guitar tone. Sounding great so far. These are my settings. I dialed in my bass, cut some mids, kept about noon on the treble, and subtle amount of gain, not too much. I'm not trying to get too much saturation on this clean track. I want them to be really crystal clear. Then we'll go with some warm dirt and saturation on the Vox. So we got our mics right up on the cone, on the grill, against the dust cover there. We have the Vox AC30, and I'm just going to quickly show you guys how to set up a proper FX loop, okay? The goal is to basically split your pedal board here into two different pedal boards, because what we're going to do is we're going to have, normally you have your input at the beginning of your chain, okay? And then it goes through all the pedals in the order that you want, and then you come out of the last pedal of your chain, and normally you would just go straight into the input of your amp, okay? In this case, what we want to do is we're going to take all of our drive pedals, our distortions, our EQ, distortion, compressors, and we're going to run that section of the pedal board straight into the amp, so that all of the drive and distortion hits the amp first, okay, and is not affected by the time-based effects that come after it, which can sort of mess with your distortions, and it'll kind of make you lose quality. You lose quality in your tone. You don't want your time-based effects to mess with the distortion. You want to separate those. So we have a really clean, strong signal that gives you a truer tone to the amp from our drive pedals, and then we separate on the back end. We have an FX loop that will run all of our time-based delays, chorus, flangers, reverbs, all that good stuff. Okay, so we need four cables. So we're going to take our first cable. This is going to be our guitar. Okay, so we're going to go from our axe into the input. All right, and then out of that, we're going to take our next cable. And this is going to go straight into the output of our last desired drive, utility, comp, distortion. Okay, that part of the chain is going to go to the last one that we want before it hits the amp directly. So now we're going to come over here. This is going to go into our input of the Vox AC30. I'm going to choose the low input. I'm not interested in top boost right now. I love that channel, and this thing can definitely kick our ass, but we're just going to go with the low normal volume channel for now. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our next cable, all right? And this is going to go from our first pedal where our time-based effects starts, okay? So the rest in this particular board setup, which I'm kind of actually remodeling right now, so things are actually all out of whack. This isn't even plugged in. I actually had a multi-delay pedal here before, but I'm replacing it with some other pedals. So in the meantime, this part of my chain, it would kind of zigzag, and this was all my time-based effects. So now I'm going to come out of the time-based effects here, okay, which would basically be the input that would have happened next after when I had a normal setup before running it this way. It would have come from out of the drive into the next pedal of the chain. But now I'm separating them. Now we're coming from the input, okay, of the Super Ego, and that is going to go right here, so you guys can see. It's going to go into the effects send, okay. So basically now what's happening is this amp is receiving the drive. It's receiving the drive over here, pedals, the distortions. They hit the amp, and then this sends on the back end. It sends an effects, okay. So that's going to go into the input of the Super Ego, and then from there, from the Super Ego, we're going to come out of our fourth cable needed out of the four cables is going to be right here. It's going to come out of the last. It's going to come out of the last pedal in your chain, which in this case is my looper. Okay, so done into the chain. This right here, this guy is going to go into your return, okay, into your effects loop return. So you can kind of see here, I'm going to adjust this camera a little bit as we go through this, so if you guys see me playing around with it, that's what's going down. Okay, so I got this GoPro on, it's easier to work this way in the first person view for you guys in this particular segment. Okay, so you see, that was the last pedal in my chain, and it went right to the effects return. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and give this a listen, we'll jam on it a little bit. You can actually see those tubes right in there kicking in, they look nice and hot, nice and warmed up. So that's it, okay, that's your effects loop. So now it's going down, I'm going to adjust this one more time. Okay, so now it's going down as my board has the top half hitting the amp straight directly, and then post after is my effects loop, which is going to be the end of my chain and all my time base, which is hitting the, on the back end of the effects loop here. So we got proper setup, we're going to get great sound. Let's go ahead and jam on this, and you guys can decide how it's sounding. Alright, I'm excited to get down the box. This is probably my favorite amp of all time. AC30, Legendary Beast. Is that right? Well, I'm glad that you wanted to chime in there. Well, we're going to get back to learning how to run our FX loop. Okay. So the Echoplex sounds great. Here's the Holy Grail, just some nice, real pretty reverb. The wah pedal has some good tone. That sounds great. Not even play. Jam a little bit. Ooh, I'm getting some really interesting saturation just because of the booster. Interesting. It's pretty obvious at this point that I need to just lock myself in a room and work on some vocals. That is clearly the next thing that needs to be developed at this point, and then we will come back to guitars. So I will see you guys in just a minute.
New single from Atlis 8, Carry On, now available on streaming platforms everywhere. This is Kevin Pfeffer's latest project. Check it out, link in description. I know guys, I know, shameless promotion.
Now back to the episode.
We are listening to the pre-production on the track, and we're coming up with some vocals. So yeah, I don't quite move in a linear process. You know, chronologically, probably the next step would be to logically continue tracking guitar tones, which I am going to do today at the same time, but I'm going to shift my focus over to writing the pre-production now for the vocals. I have all the melodies in mind that I want, but I do not have all the lyrics yet, so it's time to sit down and just hash out some ideas by going through the pre-production, which is why pre-production is awesome, because that might inspire something in a different direction than when I was initially going to go with the guitar parts. So that might mean that after I finish some more ideas bringing out the song, then I can come back and I can tweak them on guitar without having to waste time tracking it over again. So that's where my head's at today, guys. As you can see, it's not always a linear process. I jump around a lot, and different aspects of the song and different sections of the song and different instruments can inspire another direction or a different approach to the melody or the lyrics. So in the midst of recording guitars, I decided to jump into another vocal writing session because the guitar inspired a little bit of a different direction, and I didn't want that to influence I didn't want to be boxed into a corner, so I want the vocals to influence the other parts of the song and vice versa. So it's like a puzzle piece. You're putting all these little sections and pieces together. It's also why I start with recording a scratch track to get the foundation of the song first done. That way I have something to play to that's concrete, that's a click, but I didn't spend a lot of time, you know, multi-miking and placing mics on every drum and every position and getting that perfect tone. So I kind of separate the sessions. There's the really creative, just sort of pre-production sessions where I'd lay out just the foundation of the song to the click. And then there's the sessions where I'm committed to the idea and I'm gonna be really tone chasing and trying to get that exact guitar tone, that exact recording, that exact mic placement. And that's kind of how I separate it. And again, I jump around, so it's not going to be the same every day. But I think you just have to kind of find your own workflow that works for you, as long as you follow some of the important like principle guidelines. Like you're tracking to a click, you arranged at least some kind of a scratch layout of your song so that you can move the blocks around and fly parts, you know, to different parts of the arrangement. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to start drums, live drums and bass. I already wrote and scratched drums and scratch bass, and so now it's time to commit to the sounds I want. I hope you guys enjoyed the FX loop tutorial section of this episode. I hope that was helpful. Ask any questions you guys might have, leave a comment below. Please go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to our channel. We got lots of gold coming at you guys in the next few episodes. We're just going to keep following the process of recording. Make sure to check out my band Atlis 8, ATLIS 8. I'll leave a link below. I have a new single called Carry On. It came out last month, and I have a music video kind of about COVID-19, paying tribute to all the first responders, nurses, and doctors that are saving lives. They're real heroes. I just kind of thrive on this time. I'm finding the silver lining. I'm working on music while I have time alone in isolation. Please subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you're thinking, if any questions at all, and I will see you guys in the next video.